Good evening. I'm Daga McDowell.
And I'm Brian Brenberg. Welcome to The Bottom Line.
Keep your friends close and your billionaires closer. Now, Zohran. Don't you know Mayor Mamdani's tax the rich fixation is big time biting him right now?
It all started with the video heard round New York City. Zozo giddily celebrating Hochul's pied-à-terre tax proposal, a tax on second homes, while standing in front of Billionaire Citadel CEO Ken Griffin's penthouse.
It's a double tax on second homes. Right. The mayor thought it was cute. Ken Griffin, along with the rest of us, thought it was creepy. And not just that, Citadel immediately alerted employees that it may not move forward with its massive multi-billion-dollar Manhattan construction project, boosting the company's presence in the city. Today, Griffin reinforcing that notion. Florida is sounding real nice right now.
So how did you feel about the mayor's little video?
It was creepy and weird.
Agreed.
I mean, like, knock on the window. Like, Mayor of New York
knock
City.
On the screen, yeah.
The mayor of New York has made clear to my partners, and principally my New York partners, is that we need to double down on our bet in Miami, because we want to be in a state that embraces business, that embraces education, that embraces personal freedom and liberty, and that embraces people having an opportunity to live the American dream.
Wow, the damage is done, and other billionaires are watching closely. Today, another New York City business bigwig chimed in on this feud. Real estate mogul and Vornado CEO Steve Roth, whose company owns most of the property around Penn Station, shredding the mayor and his whole anti-billionaire shtick on an earnings call.
Listen to this, quote, "The ugly, unnecessary video stunt is personal to Ken and sort of personal to me, too. This was both irresponsible and dangerous." Continuing, "I must say that I consider the phrase tax the rich, when spit out with anger and contempt by politicians both here and across the country, to be just as hateful as some disgusting racial slurs. Even the phrase, from the river to the sea."
He continues, what these polls seem to be saying is that the rich are evil, or the enemy, or the targets, or maybe even just suckers. But the rich, whom the politicians are targeting, started at nothing, are the epitome of the American dream. Here now is Unleash Prosperity co-founder and America First Policy Institute senior fellow Steve Moore. Steve, good to see you. Go at it. I thought that was a very powerful statement by Steve Roth just there.
Well, I love what you just said, Brian. I mean, that is a saying for the ages. I mean, every successful business in America started as a small business with almost nothing and built itself up. 2 out of 3 small businesses fail. And when you have a successful business, don't you want to applaud that? I mean, my old boss, Dick Armey, you know, he was the House Majority Leader, used to say that socialists love jobs, but they hate employers. I mean, it doesn't make sense that they would attack the very people who are bringing the capital in, bringing in the jobs in, bringing the enterprise in. And people have an option, as you and Dagan were just saying. You know, you don't have to pay 14.5% income tax in New York City. You can move to Florida. You can move to Texas. You can move to Tennessee. You can move to South Dakota. You can go to 8 states where they will charge you nothing. And look, at some point, there is a straw that breaks the camel's back. You know, is it 8%, 9%, 12%, 14%? You've got 8 states now, 8 blue states that are talking about major taxes on the rich, and I don't think the future looks too good in those places like Seattle, where I think Starbucks and Amazon are out of there.
Well, people don't have a choice if they're stuck in lower level jobs, and it's up to these billionaires to move. And money only talks when the money walks. And so good on a Ken Griffin and good on anybody who says so long to these socialist, communist ghouls who are trying to pull a fast one, just like Mamdani. But moving down to Virginia, she's trying to do an imitation, and I'm talking about Virginia's bait and switch governor, Abigail Scamberger, leaving the door open on more taxes, including on services like gym memberships.
So when asked about them, she says, quote, I think every idea, as long as it's reasonable and makes some amount of sense, should be discussed. I think there are worthy conversations to be had about what revenue generation looks like into the future as our economy changes in so many ways. That's a lot of political speak, a lot of euphemisms to tell the people of Virginia, I'm hiking your taxes all over the place, Steve.
Well, now she tells us, as you guys know, I live in D.C. area in Virginia, and I watched that campaign very closely. I mean, she did not run on tax increases, Brian Erdagan. She did not talk about tax increases. She said, I'm a centrist, I'm pro-business, I'm pro-worker, and a lot of people said, great, that's what we want in Virginia. She's in office for 5 minutes, and they've got 20 new taxes they want to raise. That's why people are so cynical of politicians and politics in general, is they just don't take their word. We just did a study, by the way, and I'm going to give you guys the first crack at this one. We looked at over the last 11 years how much money in income has left blue states for red states, you know, the high tax states for the low tax states. You know what the number is? $2.1 trillion. So the money, you said it very well, Dagan, the money is walking, and it's walking, it's not, except it's not walking, it's sprinting out of those blue states.
Right, and California is saying to all the other states that have just wildly screwed up, hold my beer.
Right.
Because, and tonight, the great Art Laffer will debate kind of one of the architects of California's wealth tax. And Brian, I know, knows that he's a professor at Berkeley, at California Berkeley. His name is Emmanuel Size. He's French by birth, I believe. But Art has the numbers on his side, just given the amount of wealth that has already left the state. It's at least, it's almost $800 billion, I believe, based on one study, because the wealth tax in California, if passed, would be retroactive to the beginning of the year.
Right.
I don't know how you argue in favor of this without running afoul of the numbers or having to mess with the numbers to benefit size.
Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I mean, first of all, we did something when we put together the very first version of the Trump tax bill. One of the things that I absolutely insisted upon, and we got this in the bill, was to take away the state and local tax deduction, because we were subsidizing New York, we were subsidizing California. Every time they were raising their tax rates, people out of other states paid 40% of that because the people were writing it off. So now these states are in big trouble because they realize they got these high taxes. People can move and look, you can increase your income. If you're somebody like Ken Griffin, you can increase your take-home pay by about 40% by moving out of California and New York. And where are they going? They're all in Palm Beach. I mean, Kathy Hochul even said that. Come back, please come back. You want them to come back? Cut your taxes, Kathy.
Steve Moore, great point. Just look at the real world today. That's how Art wins this debate. Good to see you, Steve. Take care.
Yeah, take care.